Right, let's get up and jumping. So with some algebra. Leaving some maths. So the very first thing we have to jump across in leaving some higher level maths is some factorising. Alright? Don't worry, I won't just do it. There's 2 more heat next week and 1 the week after. You won't have just 2 heat to go. Right? The opposite of multiplying out brackets is factorising. So you have 4 different types of junior cert factorising, and you have 2 different types of leaving cert factorising. So this will be the very first thing you did this year. Alright? So, very first thing on junior cert factorising is highest common factor grouping. So, highest common factor is going to be 2 terms, grouping is going to be 4 from the junior cert. Next one you have then is trinomials, which is the guide number. You then have the difference of 2 squares, and you have combinations. There are 4 types of junior cert. We're going to get a quick run through them before we jump into 2 leaving cert to make sure we're at one. Is that alright? So, very first thing, off you go, factorize x squared plus 9x. And we get x plus 5. Take out a common x, so that's x plus 5. Simple as that. Right? Factorize that. AB minus 12AB squared. So we factorize A and AB, what do we get? You can take out a common 4 as well, Steve. Common 4, so 4 comes out, 4AB, you're left in the bracket with 2 minus 3B, isn't it? 2 seconds there while she reloads. Right, so when she reloads, AB plus AC minus 2B minus 2C. AB plus AC minus 2B minus 2C. Grouping. Off we go and factorize that. And we get left in with, take out a common A, we're left with B plus C, take out a common minus 2, we're left with B plus C, last line, A minus 2 by B plus C, and that's grouping. So that's when it's 4. So this one is 4, we've had highest common factor when it's 2, and the next type then, factorize the following. X for y minus z w plus yw minus x there. Right, what's the problem with that? Anyone know? Why can't we attack that straight away? See, any idea? First two have nothing. Common. X, Y, and Z, W, nothing common. So we have to rearrange. You have to rearrange the four terms to find two that have two common. So, sorry. Killy, what way is your rearrange, Killy? Right, so, yeah, perfect. That's going to work perfect. The reason we know it's going to work perfect is you have X first, and then W second, and then you have X first, and then W second. So we know that's going to work perfect. So, we take out a common Y, you left with X plus W. You take out a common minus Z, you left with X plus W. Last line of Y minus Z by X plus W. Is that okay? Good stuff. Right, they're the first two. Type 3 then. Another one, just to rearrange it. Type number 3. Do you want to start factorising? Factorise that. Trinomials. So there's two different ways of doing this. Depending on what school you went to or what teacher you got taught by, you can either do bracket, or you can do guide, whoever you went. What do we get, Steve? 7x minus 2 x plus 1. So I do it via guide number, so obviously you can just do a bracket, that's okay. 7x squared plus 7x minus 2x minus 2, which becomes 7x times x plus 1 minus 2 times x plus 1. You get a final answer of 7x minus 2 and x plus 1. That's just, as I said, a different method depending on what school you're in. The way you both do it, just bracket, yeah. 7x squared plus 5x minus 2, bracket. Split the first one, 7x and x. 2 to get 5, so you want plus 1 and minus 2. Like that. Alright, do one more of those before we jump on. Have a go at that. 3x squared plus 4x minus 7. Right. So, once again, you did a bracket, so I'll do it that way. 3x squared plus 4x minus 7. So, bracket again, split the 3x and x. 7 has to be 7 and 1. What way are you trying to do it? We need a plus 7 over here. No, we need a plus. That needs to be minus 1 and that needs to be plus 7. 3x by x, 3x squared. 3x by minus 1 is minus 3x plus 7x does give you 4x, 7 by minus 1 does give you minus 7. Right. So, that is the first 3 types. The last type, difference of 2 squares. So, off you go and factorize 9p squared minus 4y squared. So, get the square root of 9 in p, square root of 4 in y, so you get 3p and 2y in p. 3p plus 2y is 3p minus 2y. So what I mean by getting the square of it, 9p squared becomes 3p 2b squared, minus 4y becomes 2y 2b squared. Like that. Now we've read that solution, please. So, as I said, you split it into 3p and 2y, you get into the square roots of both of them, and then you say your x plus your y, and then your x minus your y. So that's 3p minus 2y, or 3p plus 2y, like that. Right. The common mistake in it here. So, here are your 4 juniors or factorizations. Highest common factor, grouping, trinomials, and difference of 2 squares. 2 terms, 4 terms, 3 terms, 2 terms. The most common mistake, as you can imagine, is between these 2 here. Alright, highest common factor, difference of 2 squares. You always check is the difference of 2 squares first of all. So for example, difference of 2 squares. They must be square terms, and it must be a minus in the middle. Is that okay? So what I mean by that is, if you have, for example, 6y squared minus 4p squared, that is not difference of 2 squares. I don't know why. He's the problem. 6 isn't that? It's not a square number, exactly. Whereas if you change this to, for example, 25y squared, that now becomes the difference of 2 squares because 25 is a square number. So there's the most common mistake there. Highest common factor and difference of 2 squares. Alright, so there's your 4 junior types. Don't worry that these mostly go up like that. Should be able to touch. Explain that to you. Is that alright? Right. We then have. Oh yeah. Actually, I have to go with that. That's where we move on. Get me to factorize 100 minus 98. What you get, Killian? By 8. Perfect. 10 minus 3a by 10 plus 3a. Right. This is onto more the harder stuff, moving towards the even stuff kind of stuff. Here you have combinations. What combinations is? It's a mixture of factorizing by grouping, difference of 2 squares, trinomials, or highest common factor. So it's any one of the 4 rows and another. So there's 2 different types of factorizing in here. So for example, What you always check to do first of all is, you check, can you take out the highest common factor out of this before you go factorizing? So it's a mixture of factorizing and more. Anyone know if we can take out the highest common factor here? At the end count. They have? 2, come on, 2 goes into both. Brilliant. And let's put both. And let's do them down. 8. So we can take 2a to the outside. That's why it's a combination. We can take 2a out to the outside. So there's your 2a. Right. Killian, what the hell if I got 2a if we 18a squared? Good man. Steve, what multiplied by 2a and minus 50a y squared?
24 minus 25 y
Squared. Right. And let's spot what we're going to do then. Right, difference 2 squared. This becomes 3x 2b squared, and this becomes 5y 2b squared. No need for you to take this down, this is an example, as I said, it's going up in the app. 2a by 3x minus 5y by 3x plus 5y. That's why it's known as a combination. There's your highest common factor now first, your first method of factorizing. Then it's your difference of 2 squares, your second method of factorizing. That's why it's known as a combination. Right, we're going to have a go at one of these. Do we have another one lined up? I do. I'm going to jump to a slightly easier one first. Right, have a go at this one for me. Factorize 8a b squared minus 2ab q squared. Factorize 2 of them. Right, let's look at it then. So, the question is, factorize 8a bp squared and minus 2a bq squared. Yeah? Right, what do they have in common? What's the highest thing they have? They have a number in common first of all. They have 2. Come on. And what else they have in common? A and B. Brilliant. What to multiply by 2 to get 8? And what's left? What to multiply by 2ab to get minus 2abq squared? Minus q squared. What do we reckon is in the bracket? What do you reckon is going to go on in here? Difference of 2 squares. Exactly. 2ab times, this becomes 2b squared minus q 2b squared. That is 2ab times 2p minus q by 2p plus q. Right, have a go at this one. 4a cubed b minus 25 ab cubed. Factorize that. As I said, please don't be afraid to give me a shout. Yeah, just one more step. That. So, we figured out they have a and b in common, leaving you with 4a squared minus 5b squared, isn't it? ab leaves you with 2a minus, leaves you with 2a minus, yeah, that should be 25b squared. And that's minus 5b then. So that's ab times 2a minus 5b by 2a plus 5b. Right, last one of these where we jump into the leaving cert. Have a go at this one for me. So this is another combination. But it's not able to do squares this time, so I have to figure out what to do. Well, what do you reckon? What are we going to take out? 2a, go man, 2a comes out. You're left then with x squared plus 3x minus 10. What are we going to do then? Yeah, quadratic, bracket, exactly. So I did guide number, there's no need to. You should end up with taking out 2a, and your bracket should be x plus 5 then, and x minus 2. Is that alright? Right. That's the end of the junior stuff. Into this. Factorize, simplify the following by factorising. I'll let you have a whack off and see if you can figure out what to do. So simplify the following by factorising. idea, Steve? Yourself?
A plus 4 over 1.
8 plus 4 over 1. How'd you come at that?
As the brackets at the top. And just got A minus 4 and A plus 4.
Good man. You spotted it as what on top it was? Difference of? 2 squares, exactly. You split it. You got A plus 4 and A minus 4. Alright? Well spotted. So, we looked at it then, and we had top and bottom, which is A squared becomes A plus 4 by A minus 4, and at the bottom then, you have A minus 4. Because you have A minus 4 on top, and A minus 4 on the bottom, they knock out, and you're left with just A plus 4. Right. So consider again, simplify the following by factorising. So if we look at it then, I think we're fairly on the right route, the two of us. What you doing, top, Kenny? Good man, highest common factor on top, good lad. Took out X, then you got left with. Brilliant. What you doing, bottom, Steve? Trinomials, you did bracket, bracket, good lad. And your two brackets then were? Good man, X plus 2 and X plus 5, exactly. Your two brackets were X plus 2 and X plus 5. So you go back and you put your top over your bottom, and you're left with? X over X plus 2. Good stuff. Right, have a go at one more of those before we jump on. So, have a go at 5. There's a nice little open on this one. This is no factorize it and knock it off. Factorize and knock it off. We're not into common denominator yet. So, example number 3 then is 2x plus 4 over 3x minus 15 multiplied by x minus 5 over x plus 2. Right. Killian, any idea what I'm going to do up here? Good man. Good lad. On the bottom? Brilliant, good stuff. Stephen, what am I going to do then? We can't cross them off now because you could if that was like that. If they're not the same, you actually can't knock them off. We can knock something off though. Good man. You're multiplying above and below the line by x plus 2. You can knock them off. Good lad. So that becomes 2 times x plus 5 over x minus 5. And that's your answer. That alright? Good stuff. Right. So, leaving cert, 2 types of factorising. So, there are special types of factorising. There's 2 specific types of factorising which we're going to add now to our list. So, these are your 4 junior certs. On our leaving cert list, then we can add 2 of these. You can take these down if you want. Probably the easiest way to learn them. You go G, whatever way you want to do it. So, we have number 5, number 6. That's leaving cert factorising. That's using junior cert types. Number 5 is 2 terms. 2 terms. 5 is 2 terms. 6 is 2 terms. And it is the sum of 2 cubes and the difference of 2 cubes. The sum of 2 cubes and the difference of 2 cubes. There are your 2 leaving cert factorising. These show up every single year, guaranteed 100% on leaving cert paper. They might show up individually, but they will show up someplace in paper 1 or paper 2 where you have to be able to spot what's going on here. Is that okay? They show up, nailed on, guaranteed. And they can show up anywhere from the middle of a trigonometry question to an algebra question to a differentiation question. And it's all about whether you spot it or not. Right, so it looks very like the difference of 2 squares. Instead of dealing with square numbers, we're dealing with cube numbers. The worst thing about the 2 of these is you're not given the formulas. You have to know the formula for both of them. Not in the lab book, nowhere on the paper. It's not going to be given to you. You're expected to know it. And the problem with it is literally one of the first things you learn the first week of 5th year, and you don't often touch on it again. Alright, so it's important that you go back over certain things like this that will pop up. So, that is your formula. So we're going to knock that down nice and hard. And put it in this, maybe put a red circle around it. That is the difference of 2 cubes formula. A cubed minus B cubed is A minus B times A squared plus AB plus B squared. So, first things first, with cube terms, a bit like the square, break it back into individual terms, we've got to get the cube root of this and of this. So, 125 gets cubed and becomes 5p cubed, 8p becomes 2p cubed. This then is our A and this is our B. A and B. We literally then put it in as the figures want us to put it in up here. Our A is 5 minus 2p, so there's your A minus B. 5 minus 2p. A3 squared is 5p squared, plus AB is 5 times 2p. Forget about the minus in the middle now, that's just to remind you that it's the difference of 2 cubes. That's 5 times 2p plus 2p squared, and then you simplify it, which becomes 5 minus 2p, 5 squared is 25, 5 times 2p is 10p, 2p squared is 4p squared. That is your answer. Simple as that. Right. We're going to go one or two of these, please. So have a go at the following. Factorize 1000 x cubed. Factorize the 1000 x cubed plus y cubed. Sum, sorry. That should be a minus in the middle. A little bit, should be a minus in the middle. A little bit, that should be a minus in the middle. Right, let's have a go at that one, so. Right, so. Then, that is 1000 x cubed minus y to be cubed. That 1000 x cubed becomes 10x to be cubed minus y to be cubed. What's my formula? My formula is a minus b times a to be squared plus ab plus b squared. So that is 10x minus y by 10x to be squared plus 10x times y plus y to be squared. That is 10x minus y by 100x squared plus 10xy plus y squared. Don't forget to square the 10. Is that okay? Right, have a go at this one. Say anything again. factorize the following. Factorize 216 minus x cubed. We're looking for the cubic root button, shift, and that button there. This is the cubic root. If you don't know what the cubic root of 216 is. Right, let's have a quick gawk at it then. So, that comes 6 to be cubed minus x to be cubed. That is 6 minus x times 6 squared plus 6 times x plus x to be squared. That's 6 minus x times 36 plus 6x plus x to be squared. Right, that is when it's the difference of two cubes. So, obviously, the difference is when there's a minus. The sum is when there's a plus. So, slightly different formula for when there's a plus. You need the following. I won't show you how to memorize the difference in that. This is the sum of two cubes. Sum is when it's plus, difference is when it's minus. So, our formula is a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Everything is the exact same. Square root, all you do is the formula slightly change. You get the cubic root of 64 times x, which is 4x to the cubed. Cubic root of 1 is 1 to the cubed. That's a plus b, which is 4x plus 1 times 4x to be squared minus 4x times 1 times 1 to be squared, which is 16x squared minus 4x plus 1 is units. Exact same as the last one. The only thing that's changed is the layout. Right. Important thing before we get into factorizing. How do we know the layout? We know the layout via the following. The two types of these are factorizing. Sum of two cubes. When there is a plus in the middle, it's plus minus plus, i.e. So if you take one up here, for example, if there's a minus in the middle, it's minus always first, and then it's plus plus. If it's a plus in the middle, it's plus minus plus. Even that's a bit difficult to understand. It's always what last? It's always plus last. It's always going to be plus b squared. Is that okay? If it's a minus, it's minus first, and then it's minus plus. If it's a plus first, it's always going to be plus and minus. Simple as that. If it's minus, it's going to be minus plus. If it's plus, it's going to be plus minus. So maybe if you just want to dot down a kind of shorthand version of that. If it's plus, it's plus minus plus. If it's minus, it's minus plus plus. That's where lads get the most confused. Is they know the formula and they just don't, they forget which way the sign goes. Just want you to do it this right way as well. We've that done, we should factorize x cubed plus a over x plus 2. So we should factorize x cubed plus a. So plus this time. While you're doing that, we're going to take a quick break. Remember now what's on top? It's the difference of two cubes. There's our formula for the sum of two cubes. Even. So this is how it will appear in the leaves of there. You got your 1 3 and then you got the second pair. That should be the a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. That's what it is. That's the sum of two cubes. Over x plus b. Right, so let's look at it in. It was x cubed plus 8 over x plus 2, yeah? So we dealt with x cubed plus 8 first of all, which was x to be cubed plus 2 to be cubed. That is x plus 2 times x to be squared minus 2x plus 4. Is that right? Then all over x plus 2. What happens then? The x plus 2's knock with each other. And your final answer then is x squared minus 2x plus 4. That has come up before for 10 marks and leaving cert paper, because people have completely forgotten how to do the sum and the difference of two cubes. It always finds its way into the paper somehow. Right, 5 more minutes left, lads. You know the gap for the weekend. Right, that is literally factorising. That's all your units are factorising. That's everything. That's your simplifying. And then your last two to be finished. There's your combinations, the mixture, your special fractions where you're factorising one over the other, and then your two types of leavings are factorising. Your difference of two cubes, which is minus plus plus, and your sum of two cubes, which is plus minus plus. So last 5 minutes, we're just going to look at a bit of fractions. So we're still in fractions, but we're not factorising now. So we have to be able to do the basics first of all. X over 2 minus 5x minus 2 over 3. Right, anyone, any idea what we're going to do here?
Put 2 and 3 under into brackets and then multiply 2 by 5x minus 2.
The second numbers on the bottom, we don't put 2 and 3, we put the lowest common denominator. What's the lowest common denominator? 6. Good stuff. Off you go. When it's algebra on the bottom, Steve, we put it as when it's numbers, we make the lowest common denominator. Nope, no need. You put it together as one single fraction. So it's going to be one line with 6 on the bottom. So as I said, you get the lowest common multiple or lowest common denominator of 2 and 3, which is 6. Then we say 2 goes into 6 3 times by our top number, which is x. Bring down your minus. 3 goes into 6 2 times by our top, which is 5x minus 2. 3 times x is 3x, minus 2 times 5x is minus 10x, minus 2 times 2 is plus 4. Simplify it, minus 7x plus 4 over 6. That alright? Right. First hour done, lads, wasn't too bad. Be alright. Right, just a few things, just so we know what's going on. This is recorded, so basically, even if you miss an all grind, it'll be up online. And where it goes is simple as this little thing called Google Classroom. Alright, so if you use it as tools as we do, I'm afraid you're going to have to set up a new one for this, because your school email is protected. You can't use your school email. So your Artspiration or your tech one, you can't use it. You have to use your own, like Hotmail or Gmail, whatever you use. That is the code to get into it. You can download it on your phone, and literally what goes up here is the video. So everything that went up on the screen today, all the notes, everything goes up in this. Is that right? And that's the code you need. Z45JOAR.
What's the app name?
Google Classroom. You can download it from the App Store or Android, whatever phone you have. Google Classroom is the name of it. All my notes, everything goes up there. What also goes up there is I'll put up a quick 1 page, maybe 25 minutes of homework, just to revision what you've done, just so you have to go through it yourself, and the corrections for the homework as well. It's up to you what you want to do, it's just a little extra in case you want to do it. Is that alright, guys? Good stuff. Right, you're free to go. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, bother.